of his tales. Chekhov's works show an astounding resourcefulness and versatility. There is no monotony, no repetition. Neither in incident nor in character are any two stories alike. The range of Chekhov's knowledge of men and things seems to be unlimited, and he is extravagant in the use of it. Some great idea, which many a writer would consider sufficient to expand into a whole novel, he disposes of in a story of a few pages. Take, for example, Vanka, apparently but a mere episode in the childhood of a 9-year-old boy, while it is really the tragedy of a whole life in its tempting glimpses into a past environment and ominous forebodings of the future, all contracted into the space of 4 or 5 pages. Chekhov is lavish with his inventiveness. Apparently it cost him no effort to invent. I have used the word inventiveness for lack of a better name. It expresses but lamely the peculiar faculty that distinguishes Chekhov. Chekhov does not really invent, he reveals. He reveals things that no author before him has revealed. It is as though he possessed a special organ which enabled him to see, hear, and feel things of which we other mortals did not even dream the existence. Yet when he lays them bare we know that they are not fictitious, not invented, but as real as the ordinary familiar facts of life. This faculty of his playing on all conceivable objects, all conceivable emotions, no matter how microscopic, endows them with life and a soul. By virtue of this power, the steppe, an uneventful record of peasants traveling day after day through flat, monotonous fields, becomes instinct with dramatic interest, and its 125 pages seems all too short. And by the virtue of the same attribute, we follow with breathless suspense the minute description of the declining days of a great scientist who feels his physical and mental faculties gradually ebbing away. A tiresome story, Chekhov calls it, and so it would be without the vitality conjured into it by the magic touch of this strange genius. Divination is perhaps a better term than invention. Chekhov divines the most secret impulses of the soul, scents out what is buried in the subconscious, and brings it up to the surface. Most writers are specialists. They know certain strata of society, and when they venture beyond, their step becomes uncertain. Chekhov's material is only delimited by humanity. He is equally at home everywhere. The peasant, the laborer, the merchant, the priest, the professional man, the scholar, the military officer, and the government functionary, Gentile or Jew, man, woman, or child, Chekhov is intimate with all of them. His characters are sharply defined individuals, not types. In almost all his stories, however short, the men and women and children who play a part in them come out as clear, distinct personalities. Ariadne is as vivid a character as Lily, the heroine of Sudermann's Song of Songs. Yet Ariadne is but a single story in a volume of stories. Who that has read The Darling can ever forget her, the woman who had no separate existence of her own, but thought the thoughts, felt the feelings, and spoke the words of the men she loved? And when there was no man to love any more, she was utterly crushed until she found a child to take care of and to love. And then she sank her personality in the boy, as she had sunk it before in her husband's and lover, become a mere reflection of him, and was happy again. In the compilation of this volume I have been guided by the desire to give the largest possible representation to the prominent authors of the Russian short story, and to present specimens characteristic of each. At the same time the element of interest has been kept in mind, and in a few instances, as in the case of Korolenko, the selection of the story was made with a view to its intrinsic merit and striking qualities, rather than as typifying the writer's art. It was, of course, impossible in the space of one book to exhaust all that is best, but to my knowledge the present volume is the most comprehensive anthology of the Russian short story in the English language, and gives a fair notion of the achievement in that field. All who enjoy good reading, I have no reason to doubt, will get pleasure from it. And if, in addition, it will prove an assistance to American students of Russian literature, I shall feel that the task has been doubly worth the while. Everything is subordinated to two main requirements: humanitarian ideals and fidelity to life. This is the secret of the marvelous simplicity of Russian literary art. Thomas Seltzer. End of introduction by Thomas Seltzer.